Crocodile,
saw you in Lafayette some years back. Have you ever played in Lafayette?
Go with the ball. Good shot.
Wrong side. Wrong side.
Again. That's it.
Everybody they go right. Oh, yeah, sure. Direction. Everybody now. Answering back to anybody.
Shot. Nice. Wow. Where? Top back.
I don't have to let
Wow. Oh, that means captain.
Oh, yeah.
Shots over. Nice shot. Yes, 9 shots. That's the way to go.
That will do.
That will do.
Yes,
nice one. That's the way to go. The pot.
Okay.
Oh, but not enough. Nice one. Nice one. Woo. Wow. Nice one. 6. Love it, baby. Oh.
Hello and welcome on Weekend Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Shafe. Looking at women there playing golf is always very juicy when you look at sporting activities across the globe, even at the local scene. We'll be looking at so many stories on the show. We look at matches coming up this weekend, and also MPFL is really edging closer. By September 9, all the teams in Nigeria, 20 teams will be jostling for 150 million naira. That the organizers actually say is the prize money for the winner of that particular team. Once again, you're welcome on the show. We'll be looking at different stories on this particular encounter of sports today. Right now, joining me in the studio is the usual suspects who always drag me on the show with Arsenal and Chelsea. Olawale Peter is here. Good to have you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being here.
I just hope that you will Arsenal match against Man United. At least I'm sure you're going to support Manchester United against them.
I'll support the best team, and we all know who the best team is.
Which is Arsenal.
If we go into the history, I would choose Arsenal because they have the record of the only team that have beaten Manchester United the most. And if you look at their current form right now, I think it's their game to lose. Manchester United, they are still yet to get their bearings. So I think it's Arsenal match to win.
Arsenal to win. Just to give you some spice there on the show. Weekend Sport on Trust TV. We start with the first story have to do with Nigerian Paralympic athletes. They traveled to UAE, United Arab Emirates, and they were able to do it. The first story, Paralifting team Nigerian wins 7 medals. Just taking you back for what happened for the fact that they were able to do this. We always promote different sport on the show and to also celebrate our powerlifters. They did well. They are winning 7 medals. And let's look at the medalists over there at the competition as they were able to do well. Kafilat Al-Maruf breaking record, having gold in 71 kilogram category. Really, she did well breaking that record there. 71 kilogram category, winning gold. Oyinyechi Mark, 57 kilogram with gold there for herself. Bose Omalayo in 73 kilogram category, she won silver. Esther Uwogu, silver. Roland Ezuruke in 54 kilogram. And you have Folashade Oluwafemi and Thomas Kure also doing well, winning bronze for Nigeria. They were able to win 7 medals. There are 2 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze medals. You look at this athlete, powerlifters, also doing us proud over there in Dubai. We have to celebrate. That's why we quickly look at the likes of Al-Maruf, who actually did so well in this category, lifting so well in that 151 kg and also in 71 kg, winning gold. Congratulations to her and the entire team Nigeria.
Okay, and what you didn't add is that our ladies, they've made us proud.
Of course.
Once again, and I think you didn't include that also, because to be sincere and to be honest with you, I think they've done very well. And their outstanding performance, it's more like a confirmation of our status in Africa as the leading para weightlifting in Africa. That's the truth. This is a confirmation that we are the best. And this is a confirmation that we still have a lot to do, because this is more like a qualification for them to participate at Paralympics in Paris Olympic next year. So they have to come back home. They shouldn't allow the success to get into their head. The way they broke the record here, they should do what is necessary. The next strategy is how to go to the Olympic next year, participate, and also bring back the medal. So I think it's a very good one. And it also goes to show that our winning mentality in this country, our I can do spirit.
Never give up spirit.
Yes, never give up spirit. I can do it. I have what it takes to do it. It's still what is playing here also. So I think it's a very good congratulations to them.
And so as far as that, Nigeria never carry last, as they say in pidgin English. We're talking about Nigeria Paralympians there. Well, they're really doing well. They went to Dubai and they were able to win 7 medals, 2 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze medals for Nigeria. Congrats to them for that team. Nigeria doing well in powerlifting. Right now, we quickly go to that particular segment where we get to have those things you think you know in the world of sport, you think you actually don't know, or you know you have forgotten. Let's give you Did You Know segment. Sporting segment there, taking you back memory lane to let you know some of those facts in the world of sport. And you look at Sheffield FC being the oldest club in the world, 1857. You just can't take that away from that particular segment where you think you know, but you might actually be forgotten. And right now, we quickly look at stories in the world of sport. Let's come back home and talk about all MPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League, no longer professional. It's now Premier Football League. And we talk about all MPFL clubs must have junior team this season coming from Elegbele. Elegbele is the chairman of the MPFL and also the second vice chairman of NFF. And right now it says all clubs, just like they said, all the teams participating in Champions League or CAF Confederation will be having women's team. Now we have all the MPFL clubs must have junior teams according to Elegbele.
Okay, a good development, but the question is, why is it just coming now? When the league is about starting in the next September 9, that's when they're starting the league now, and today is the 2nd of September, so like a week. So how do you want them to make it up? So it's a very good development, that's the truth. But planning and the process is where I see there is a problem now. We're talking about a team that they are still struggling financially to take care of themselves in terms of their welfare, paying their salary and what have you. Now you are giving them additional burden by asking them to have a junior team. Then what happened to the NNLO that we have? So what future do we have for this second team that you said it should be under 17, if I get it correctly? So what is their future then? What do you want to do for them? Why should they be 17 years old? Why are you putting that age cap there? What is the rationale behind it? These are the questions that needs to be answered. It's a very good development. It's a very good thing, but I think it's coming rather very, very late. This is something that you're supposed to have announced at the end of last season. That when you're starting the new season, that you have about 2 or 3 months to plan yourself, you're going to have your feeder team. And these are the reasons why you have to have your feeder team. What plan do you have for the feeder team? Are they going to be the one that you transit into the Golden Eaglet, the Flying Eagles, or what do you have for them? Then those that are playing the qualifiers to get promotion from NNLO to NNL, what do you have for them? We don't need to have too much club left, right, and center in the country with the scarce resources that we have. Most of these clubs are being owned by the government. I've said it times without number here, that the government themselves, they have more than enough to worry about economically than to be looking into the sport, because they're not seeing sport as business. If they're seeing it as a business, it's a total different thing. So I think they really need to look into this issue. It's a very good one, it's a very good development. I know they have a listening here, they are listening to us. They should try and review it again. This is not the time, not a week to the commencement of the new season. We are now giving them that directive that they should have a feeder team, a small team. Most of them, how many of them have their standard pitch? How many of them have the infrastructure already? In the next 2-3 months, you start hearing them that they are owing player salary. All these players also, what is their futures going to look like? They're going to play by zone. What means do you have for them? Who is going to be their sponsor? We have a sponsor for the MPFL. Who's going to sponsor this also? A good one, like I said earlier, but I think we shouldn't rush into it so that it will not be a wasted effort. I think we should take it one after the other. What is the purpose? What is the reason? I don't see this as a reason for grassroots development football in Nigeria. No. If you want to get it from the grassroots, you go back to those days where you normally play the Principal's Cup. You go back to those days where you normally play the Nipoga, the Nuga game. That is where you catch them young. That is where you get 17 years at 17 years, 16 years at 16 years old. Not telling them to have a feeder team. I think the whole football administration, they have to look into this again and rethink what needs to be done.
Something must be done concerning that when it comes to MPFL right now. Talking about that particular league, is coming up September 9 and shooting start against Plateau United already start. But right now, the officials, the jury, the referees that will be officiating all those games. We look at the next story now. Well, MPFL referees to enjoy 30% increase in allowance, 150 million naira for league winner. Any team that actually lifts the trophy this season will be going home with 150 million. But for the referees, due to the issue of fuel subsidy removal, the referees will be enjoying 30% increase in their allowance. At least that's a good one coming from the organizers. They are trying to see how they can add more to the remuneration of the officials that will be officiating all of these matches.
Okay, irrespective of how much they are collecting right now, irrespective of how much they're being paid currently right now, I think 30% increment in their salary, it's above the current inflation rate in the country. It's about 24.21, if I get it correctly. So 30% increment, it's not a bad.
It's okay at least.
It's very okay to start with, like we do normally see in the country now. At all. Nine was passed. So this one also, it's to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. And the truth is, it is not negotiable that organizations and companies, they need to look into the issue of salary increments for their staff, because also we look at them as an organization also, for the referees to be able to perform their job effectively without anybody trying to lure them, to bribe them or whatever. We must make sure that their working standard is improved. So I think this is a very good one. Then also if you look at what they did for them last season, and they've been protected a lot. They've been protected in the sense that the issue of the Irish fans going to harass the referees, the players, insulting them, you do that, you get your punishment instantly, immediately. So that is giving them the confidence that, oh, okay, now we've been recognized. Now by giving them this salary increment, like, oh, okay, they've done their own part, let us also do our own part. And for us to do our own part is to be sure that the officiating, it's fair enough. You can't get it right 100%. Even with the assistance of the VAR, we've seen a lot of controversial goals, a lot of controversial fouls, cards and what have you, but at least from what we saw last season, and with this salary increment, it's a good motivation. It's a tonic that everybody wants, everybody need. It's something that when you wake up and you want to go out there to go and referee a match in Maiduguri, you look at the cost. How am I going to spend? Oh, okay, they've increased it. Let me go out there and do my best. So I think it's a very good motivation that is needed in the country right now.
Well, from the way it is right now, a good one there coming from MPF organizers trying to see how they can increase the allowance of the referees officiating Nigerian Premier Football League. That will be starting by 9th of September. Shooting Stars versus Plateau United will be coming live over there at Lake Salami Stadium in Adamasi by Ibadan as the star match before all the remaining teams will be fighting hard to also play their match day one. But right now, MPFL is really getting closer. 150 million for the winning team there. What a fight that will be involving all of them getting paid there. Well, still talking about Nigerian sport, but this time around, Nigerian sport have a new sheriff in town. That's this current Minister of Sport Development, Senator John Eno. Well, right now he has been meeting with stakeholders in the world of football, and now he's trying to see how we can collaborate for sport development. He has met with Swan Sport Association of Nigeria, where they promote Nigerian sport. He has met with Olympians. He has also met with different stakeholders and giving them, I want to make sure he develop Nigerian sport, both from the grassroots and also see it as business, as we always say on the show. Well, right now, I think from the way the body language, let's say, is not about talking, it's about doing the thing. So yeah, started with this kind of template. Let's see how we can develop it from your own side.
Okay, and I also think you need to extend this engagement and discussion to the analyst also, to the pundits, because from the angle they are seeing it, other people are not seeing it from that.
Exactly, because they go deeper.
They go deeper more than what is being seen right now. So I think you need to extend that engagement, the consultation to people like us also, so that I can give them what we think is the best way to go. I think it's a very good way to go. And also, I think you shouldn't just forget about the policy developed by the former Minister of Youth and Sport, Sunday Dare, the 10-year master plan that we have for the country. If you have gone through the document, you will know that there's a future if you can implement it, because the problem we have in this country is implementation and monitoring. If you can put that into check, I think it's a very good way for the football or for sport development in the country. Yes, it's a very good way, and just like you said, you have to walk the talk. Not that you just go there, you have a conversation, you have a discussion. At the end of the day, nothing comes out of it, because these are aspects that the government, they are neglecting, and these are aspects that can really help us economically. That can bring us back to when we used to be in Africa as the giants of Africa. I think he can get it right if he's ready to do the work. People are ready to give him the support without having any string attached at all.
Hopefully, Nigerian sport will get developed right now, because focus is really on sport development. It's no longer Youth and Sports Ministry. It's now Ministry of Sport Development. And we actually hope that Senator John Eno will turn things around after taking over as the Minister of Sport Development there. Now, quickly, we just give you updates concerning tennis. Tennis over there is happening at US Opens. The one they call Flushing Meadows was Niaki to face Coco Gauff at US Open 4th round. A big one for the two ladies. Well, for Wozniacki, she was able to defeat Jennifer in that game. And also for Coco Gauff, she also did well defeating Martins. And right now, the two will be mating on Sunday. A big one there. Coming up, let's just look at some of the results of games played so far. For the women, you have Elena Rebekina, who actually fought out, but Sorona's sister was able to do the business there. Lin Zhu, 6-1, 6-7, rather, losing to Belinda Bencic there, 6-2 and 3-6. Elise Martins, Coco Gauff actually winning that game there. Well, a tough one, 6-3, 6-3, and you have 6-0 there for the women. Let's look at for the men. Games were also played. Laszlo Jiri, Novak Djokovic came from behind to win that game. It ended, well, 4-6, 4-6, 6-1, 6-1, 6-3. Boyan Gojo also did well, 6-4, 6-3, 6-2 against Jerry Vesely, while Jacob Mensik also fought out, but he lost out against Taylor Fritz, 1-6, 2-6, and 0-6. Just to give you an update in the world of tennis, it's still ongoing over there in the US, as it's called US Opens. Will it happen that Carlos Alcaraz will be facing Novak Djokovic in the final? We wait to see. And for Wozniacki and Coco Gauff, the home girl, let's see who wins that particular game on Sunday. Quickly, just give you an update there. Let's go to football. And we look at during the week, big one happened, the draw for Uefa Champions League. Let's look at those teams, and we just look at the teams that will be playing. A tough one for some teams, but we look at it from Group A. We have Bayern, Man United, Copenhagen, Galatasaray. Group B, Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV Learns. And in Group C, you have Napoli, Real Madrid, Braga, Union Berlin. Group D, Benfica, Inter Milan, Salzburg, Real Sociedad. And you go to Group E, Feyenoord, Atletico, Lazio, Celtic. F, you have PSG, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, you have Newcastle United. And in Group G, Manchester City, Leipzig, you have Red Bull Salzburg there, rather Sylvester, Young Boys. And you have Group H, Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp. And a lot of people look at Group F as the group of death. PSG, Dortmund, Milan, Newcastle. And someone said, how do Man City always do it? They are always in a very soft group.
Okay, and it's not that they are always in this very soft group. It's a draw, and it has to be based on luck, and it has to be based on your own performance, seeded and unseeded team. There are some teams that automatically they cannot meet during the group stages. It is when you get to round of 16, go to final, semi-final, that will start seeing what it is. So for the Group F, I think Newcastle is not a good way for them to start the Champions League party.
At all.
It's not a good welcome party for them. It's
fire for fire.
It's not a good welcome party for them. But however, I think they are the low-ranked team among the four teams. So they have nothing to lose, even if they did not qualify from the group. They should try and make sure they get the third position so they can go to Europe and continue playing in Europe. Because if they are third, automatically qualified to play in the round of 16.
Yes, that's yes, of course.
The Europa League. Then after that, also, I think the PSG of last year before, the dynasty that they built about 34 years ago, is not the same dynasty that we have right now. Apart from Mbappe, I think the current PSG team, they are not that strong.
Like before.
Like we have before. So Newcastle, they should have that consolation that also they to have been among the top four in Premier League. Take it or leave it. If you bring PSG team to come to Premier League and compete in Premier League, probably they won't get the top four.
They will also struggle. They will struggle.
Maybe they will not get the top four. So for them to have made it up to the top four, it shows that they have what it takes. And if you look at their defensive record last season, very, very fantastic. Even though this season, they started on a very shaky note. I don't know, maybe they still have the tiredness of last season. They have the carryover. But I think it is still not over for them until it's over. They can spring surprises. They can still qualify the way they did by making it to the Champions League. So we shouldn't write them over, but they shouldn't just look at it. They should play all their matches without respecting their opposite team. When they are playing at St. James, they should try as much as possible to get their 3 points. That's the logic when you are playing the group stages. Your 3 matches at home, try and secure. If it is 7 points, win 2, draw 1. go out there and try as much as possible. There's nothing stopping Newcastle from drawing or beating Borussia Dortmund. Nothing stopped them from taking it out with Milan. Milan have the old glory. If not because of the last 2 seasons that they are trying to pick it up again. So I think it's not that over for them until it's over. So I think it's fair. Though I know people like you'll be very, very happy seeing the former champion, Chelsea, not in any of these groups.
Someone actually, it's not, I didn't do that. Someone joked and said, okay, we have a group I. Group I, Chelsea, Al-Nassr, Eyimba,
and Liverpool.
At least to some extent I was like, okay, this is a good one. At least Chelsea will play in Group I of UEFA Champions League.
Yeah, okay, and I think what Chelsea did is they played a big brother role.
Okay, so allow them to go and test it.
Yes, they allowed the likes of Arsenal room for years. That European trophy is still missing in their cabinet. Maybe there will be an opportunity for them to have something to smile over.
They will win it this time around.
Maybe they get to quarterfinal this time around.
Bring brother Chelsea, right? Try to help Arsenal not qualifying for Champions League there. But just throwing some banter in the studio. We just gave you the draw of UEFA Champions League there. Well, some Nigerians will be playing their trade in the UCL. Let's look at those Nigerians who will really be fighting hard. We have Sadiq Umar with right side that. They will play in Group D. You have Victor Osimhen, of course. Napoli in Group C, Milan, Samuel Chukwueze with in Group F. You have Seydou Sanusi with FC Porto will be in Group H. Peter Olayinka for Venus Vesda in Group G. And you have Antwerp of Belgium having 2 Nigerians, Al Hassan Yusuf and Chidera Ejuke. We have at least about 7 Nigerians now who will be fighting hard in the Champions League draws, that's right, group.
Okay, I pray those days will come back to this country where we will not be celebrating Nigerian players representing us in the Champions League, but celebrating Nigerian players that have won
the Champions League.
The last Nigerian player to have that glorious medal was Mikel Obi. That was in 2012 with Chelsea. Before him, we had Finidi George, and we have Kanu Nwankwo with Ajax in 1995. After that, we've never had it. So I think this is the opportunity for Nigerians, players outside there, if they're making a move, they should think twice before making that move. We have some players that even though they don't play regularly, but they are in a club that they have a career, that they have a future, and that future can give them to. Look at Victor Osimhen, for example. If he has made that mistake of leaving Napoli this season to Saudi League, in the next 6 months, you won't hear about Osimhen again. It will make the money, but will not get the glory, will not get the growth. So that's why we are still talking about Osimhen playing in Champions League this season also. So I think apart from Osimhen and Samuel, both Napoli and AC Milan, the other players, I think they're just going there to mark a register as far as I'm concerned. But nevertheless, what happened in 2003 when Porto won it, and nobody believed they will, and they won it. The same thing can happen also. The same Porto can still win it this time around. It's football, anything can happen. But I think Nigerian football needs to develop more than we celebrating having a representative there.
Well, at least winning the trophy. Winning
the trophy should be the goal, because that is the goal, part of the goals of any player. World Cup and European glory. You can't take that away. That's why you still talk about the most celebrated player in Nigeria or in Africa today. You can't take it away from Kanu Nwankwo. You can't take it away from Mikel Obi also, because they've done what? They've won most of this, apart from the World Cup, which they can never get. So I think it's a way that we need to rethink when we are developing our football in this country. What does the future have for this player, for these young boys?
Hopefully, Nigerian players will get to live the UEFA Champions League this season. It can happen after all. No one saw that coming for Victor Osimhen when he actually won Scudetto after 3 years with Napoli. And it can still happen again this season. Let's see how it goes, even though a lot of people already tipping Manchester City to win it again. But we wait to see. It's a long journey, a marathon, not a sprint. We keep you posted concerning how the games will be going there quickly. Because of our time, we'll be jumping over after the UCL. Let's quickly look at matches that is slated for this weekend in the top 5 leagues in Europe, from Premier League down to French League 1. By the time we return, we'll focus on the Premier League match between Arsenal and Manchester United, where you also can join us. Let's go on this. Good to know you are still there watching Weekend Sports on Trust TV. We've been giving you this in the world of sport. Those stories trending. And now we face matches that we play this weekend. Big one in England. Arsenal versus Manchester United. It's going to be a big one at the Emirates Stadium. Who wins this game? Well, Arsenal, we know right now they are really getting hotter. They want to dislodge Manchester United. Can they do it? Arteta versus Mikel Arteta. Both of them trying to slug it out this weekend, precisely on Sunday. Who wins this game? We'll be looking at this alongside Olawale Peters. After some time, then we'll open the phone line for you to also contribute on the show. But right now, Emirates Stadium, well, big one between Arsenal and Manchester United. A big match coming up this weekend. This is the biggest in England.
Yeah, this is the biggest, and it's going to be Super Sunday tomorrow. Everywhere will be red, both Arsenal and...
but won't be, maybe I should use the word, won't be red.
I won't be red, I won't be red. Okay, so I think it will be a tough game. It will be very tough, and it will be a game of tactics. It will be a game of strategy. It will be a game of concentration, but I'll give it to Arsenal. Now, and I'll give it to Arsenal in the sense that if you look at their current squad right now, and they have all what it takes, provided that Mikel Arteta, you do not experiment again. Because what he started since the beginning of the season is experimenting. Experimenting in the sense that putting Partey to play at the defense, the wing side too, it's not really working.
It's not working for Arsenal.
It's not working for Arsenal at all. What they need to do is to continue to concentrate on their offensive approach. What is the offensive approach? You see the likes of White and Saka on that flank. They will give any defender. Put the likes of Nesta, Maldini, Rio Ferdinand in the defense. They are very young, they are very pacey, they are very athletic, they have goal sense, they will disturb that defense. Then from the other side also, you have Martinelli and you have Zinchenko. So that means you've already keyed in your flanks, both from the right and from the left. Then for your midfield, you have a very, very good combination already. So I don't know the reason why you are still trying to tinker into it by bringing Kai Havertz to come in and disrupt your team. He can come in as a substitute. But if I see him starting tomorrow's match, then I'll look at it that it's like Arsenal wants to lose this match. So that
we saw, sorry to cut you short, we saw what happened against Fulham. In that game, they really sweat it out. It was a tough one for them. After even having to play against 10 against 11, and they couldn't do anything after our own Barsi was removed in that game.
Okay, 10 against 11, I'm not going to judge Arsenal based on that, to be honest with you. If you are playing against 10...
it's always very tough.
It's always very tough for you, because why is it very tough for you? The other players, they will reserve their energy and add it up, and if you add it up, it will be more than one player. So it's like everybody wants to fill in the vacuum
to cover up
the vacuum that has been created by that red card. So I'm not going to judge them based on that. I'm going to judge them based on their tactics. Sincerely, that your back four, maintain your back four. You have a bulldozer already, which is Gabriel, and you have a silent killer, Saliba. So allow both of them to do their own job. The only person that normally stay behind is because the likes of Saliba, the likes of White, the likes of Zinchenko, three of them, they are also attacking minded, not only defensive minded. They move and they go with the ball. They play from the flanks anytime, anyhow. So they need that to put more pressure on Manchester United. Manchester United, on the other hand, their midfield, they don't have a midfield.
For now,
they don't have a midfield at all. The only person they've seen in their midfield is Casemiro, who plays box to box, but supposed to be a defensive midfielder. Is not doing that. Then their defense also is not as sharp as what we used to have before. We thought Harry Maguire used to be their problem, but it's not Harry Maguire this time around. I think the mentality of the Manchester United players needs to really change. They have the likes of Havertz in their team. That's Anthony. It's not someone that should be starting for Manchester United also.
He should be coming in
as a substitute. So whoever is going to win tomorrow's match, it will be based on tactics of the coach. However, Arsenal, they have an upper hand. Don't forget, Arsenal is the only team that have beaten Manchester United the most in their history. The two teams have met 239 times. Manchester United have won 99 times. Arsenal have won 86 times, and they drew 53 times. So if you look at the analysis head-to-head, Manchester United, they have advantage over Arsenal. But if you look at the team that have beaten Manchester United, left, right, front, back, yellow, black, blue, rainbow color, it is Arsenal. If you look at the Arsenal team also, they are very athletic and they are hungry for success this time around. So I give it to Arsenal to win the game.
If you also predict the score line, what would you pick?
3-1.
3-1 in favor of Arsenal. Who
yes,
to score?
Arsenal. And Saka will score tomorrow.
1.
Martinelli will score tomorrow also. And surprisingly, another player will score.
Maybe Odegaard, right?
And it may be Odegaard, but Odegaard will make an assist.
If we make an assist there, we've been talking with Olawale Peters, analysing the match between Arsenal and Manchester United on Sunday. Big one there. For you to also contribute, let's hear from you. How do you see this game? Arsenal, Manchester United, a big one coming up at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday. Well, who do you think will carry the day there? Call us, and please, when you are calling in, kindly stay away from your TV and tell us your name and where you are calling from. Let's hear your own view concerning this match. You've been talking in the studio with Olawale Peter, who says for him, Arsenal will win that game 3-1, and it's going to be coming from the likes of Saka, Martinelli, and someone else. Well, for the one goal you mentioned for Manchester United, who will score that one?
Okay, Rashford.
And like someone actually said, I hope it's not that you are counting, because at times Chelsea fans can do bad belly, as they say. Inwardly now, maybe you are actually wishing Maya to score the 3 and you want Arsenal to score the 1.
What has brought Chelsea into this?
No, I'm only saying an average Chelsea fan will stylishly be asking us, oh, we have a caller there. Okay, we have a caller that will be joining us in the studio before we go back to the Chelsea man. Good to have you on the show. Hello, are you there? Can we hear you, please? Can you speak up? We need to hear him, please. We're not hearing him in the studio. Hello, are you there? Okay, if you are still there, just call us. Let's have your view concerning Arsenal and Man United. I'm only saying that stylishly, an average Chelsea fan will be wishing that Arsenal should lose this game. Okay, now, so I'm surprised that you are saying Arsenal will win 3-1.
Like I've said, times without number, I'm not here as a Chelsea fan.
I know, but one way or the other.
Now, I said earlier on that Chelsea, they are the big brother of London clubs. So they will not want their junior brother, Arsenal, to be defeated at home. So in one way or the other, all Chelsea fans will be supporting their junior brother, Arsenal, against Manchester United. You can't see any Chelsea fan, true Chelsea fan, that loves football, that knows football, that analyzes football, that would think that Manchester United that we have now will win or get a draw against Arsenal.
A good one there, even though the junior brother will be representing the champions and the big brother will play with Eyimba and Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Well, just a good one there. You can see, join us. I think we have a caller there. Good to have you on the show. Okay, we're still waiting for more callers. At least it's a big one for this weekend. Arsenal, Manchester United, 3-1 is going to be, according to Olawale Peters, he's actually favoring the team from London to win that game at home. Mikel Arteta against Eric Ten Hag, and he has talked on the formation, and he talked about the two teams having to work on their midfield. He also actually mentioned the likes of Casemiro as the only player that is very, very substantial in the middle of the pack for Manchester United. And for Arsenal, they need to stop talking about Arteta now. He shouldn't be experimenting now. He needs to get his team right and not playing the likes of Partey where he's actually playing him. Right now, we've been talking concerning this. Going back to what you were saying, Manchester United, yes, you mentioned Rashford to be the one to score. And Rashford recently, we know that was a time he actually lost the groove. Okay, we have a caller there. Good to have you on the show. Hello. Okay, while we are waiting for you to join us, we go back to what we were saying. And now I was talking about Marcus Rashford as a very good player, as a striker. But recently, sometimes back he dropped and then he picked up the pieces and is able to get his act together. Right now, like you said, that you expect him to score tomorrow. If you look at the front pack of Manchester United, apart from Rashford, any other player that you can see that could give a good run against Arsenal?
Okay. Hello.
Okay, we have a caller there. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, this is Mr. Aniko. Hello.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yeah, this is Aniko speaking from Benetton.
Aliko.
Aniko from Benetton.
Okay, we're in Benue.
Yeah. Macaulay, sorry.
Okay, Macaulay. So let's have your view.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Man United tomorrow.
People are narrating Manchester United from presently. But what I know that whether Man U is in form or not in form, Man U will always beat Arsenal. Front and back, 3-4-7. I'm a Manchester United fan.
Of course, I know you are.
We don't fear Gunners.
We don't fear Gunners.
We know how we normally handle them. So Rashford is going to score tomorrow, and the nature will come as in the second half, and the will score. The game will be 2-1. Just as Saka will got 1 goal.
Wow. What a way, what a Man United fan. Okay, good one. Aliko, join us from Macaulay. We thank you so much. We just said Aliko there, say, well, they always know how to beat Gunners. He said 2-1 is going to end that. They know their way around Arsenal team.
Okay, you're not expecting anything else from a Manchester United fan to call in and to accept defeat. It's very.
They will not agree, of course.
It's very difficult for them to do that. They are still living in their old glory. Old glory in the sense that in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s.
Alex Ferguson era.
Alex Ferguson era, exactly. It's always Man United, noisy neighbor, and what have you. But now, things have changed.
Okay, let's quickly listen to Ogbonna. Good to have you on the Anthony Ogbonna. Let's have your place.
Yes, all right. Good morning.
Yes, good to have you on Weekend Sports.
Yes, I agree with what Olawale said.
Yeah.
And but the issue is that Arteta has to buckle up.
Go ahead.
Arteta has to buckle up because Olawale has made mention of tactics. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. He's hearing you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's very good. The Arsenal, if they must win that match, they have to be very, very tactical.
Go ahead. Go on. We are hearing you. Okay, he has made his point there. He just said, well, he loves what you said, but Arteta needs to be very careful. He needs to do something if they have to win that game.
The only reason why Arsenal will lose the match is because of Arteta. If you didn't get the tactics very right.
Not because of the player.
Not
the
because
player
of the
is fielding.
No, the players, they have what it takes. And if you look at their shot on target, goal attempt, and what they've scored this season, I think they are very good. They are not being wasteful like the Arsenal we used to know before, that they will get to like box 4 before they score their goal. You can see shots coming in outside box 18 and what have you.
Well, we have a caller too. I'm sure maybe this time around he wants to counter Olawale Peters or he wants to support. Good to have you on the show.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Go ahead.
My name is Garba Ibrahim from Yobe State.
Garuba Ibrahim from where?
Yobe State.
Okay, Yobe. So, who do you support? Arsenal, Manchester United?
Yes, Manchester United. I hear what Olawale said about the Manchester United. Say that all Manchester United fans will not accept defeat. Yeah, exactly. We will not accept defeat now. Have you heard any Arsenal fan call you?
That's the question for you. He's asking you if we have ever seen that Manchester United will never accept that Arsenal will beat them.
We will never accept defeat now. Have you ever heard Arsenal fan call you? They are fearing Manchester United.
Arsenal fan have not called him. Can you imagine?
No,
even at Emirates Stadium now, they are fearing Manchester United.
He said they are afraid of.
No, I'm sure they are having network issue where they are. A lot of them are trying to call in, and if you still stay tuned to the program, you see them calling in also.
What's a 1-0 blow?
They are very confident.
Oh my goodness. From Yobe, you are throwing this to Arsenal fans. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I wish an Arsenal fan can just call in and get through. I'm sure they are calling. It's not connected.
They are trying. It's network.
Okay, we have a caller. This is a chance. I just wish an Arsenal fan. Good to have you on the show.
Yes, good morning. This is Michael Platini from Zaria.
Michael Platini from Zaria.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, I want to predict. I will give Arsenal because no matter how Mario are not informed now, and at the same time Arsenal are informed, we could have said maybe Mario are playing the match in their home distance stadium. I could have predicted that they should win. But since they are going to Arsenal house, I predict Arsenal should win mine 2-1.
2-1. Wow.
So,
Yes, 2-1.
is he an Arsenal fan?
Are you an Arsenal fan?
I'm not an Arsenal fan, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Ah, okay, I understand.
Now, did you get the point that Chelsea, they are the senior brother of Arsenal? Now, the Arsenal fans, they couldn't call in, but the Chelsea fans, they are calling in
at least
to support the Arsenal. Did you agree with me now?
That's London supporting London.
Definitely.
We just have to, because of our time now, we quickly take some transfer story because yesterday in England, transfer window actually shut down. Let's run through some transfer story quickly because of our time, even though the clubs in Premier League spend most, 2.36 billion. The Spain Premier League club spent 2.36 billion in record-breaking summer. And let's give you some of the transfer stories. Fulham signs Everton midfielder Alex Iwobi for £22 million there. We have Spurs signs Brennan Johnson from Forest in the £45 million plus deal. A good one for Spurs. Another one says Liverpool complete at the £4 million Gravenberch signing from Bayern Munich. He has joined them yesterday. Barcelona signs Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo on at least from Atletico Madrid and Manchester City. That's on loan. And you have PSG, rather, Spanish side Getafe signed Greenwood on loan from Manchester United. He has moved away from Man United to Getafe. PSG signed Kolo Muani in £76.4 million deal from Eintracht Frankfurt. He has moved to PSG, while Cole Palmer joins Chelsea from Manchester City in £42.5 million deal. And the last one says Al Ittihad to bid £200 million for Mo Salah before Saudi League transfer window closes, and that will be on 7th of September. Quickly talk on this briefly.
Okay, I'm very sure and I'm very certain that Liverpool, they will not allow Mo Salah to leave right now. He still has a contract until 2025. Still have 2 years. If it is like a year now, they'll look at it that, okay, by next year, probably he wants to sign or extend his contract. Last year, he extended his contract by signing for 3 years. So this season, they keep Mo Salah. Before any team can get Mo Salah, it has to be next season, not this season.
A big one there coming from Olawale Peter. Some of the callers are calling, supported him and while and saying, no, Man United will never agree. We really had a good time in the studio talking on that particular match. Arsenal, Man United. For those that are predicted, let's wait and see. Maybe you predict right very soon. Hopefully on the show, we'll be predicting right to see who wins some, at least, who knows. Anything can still happen on the show. Well, Olawale Peters, we want to appreciate your time for joining us on the show.
No, thank you so much, Adeni. It's my pleasure coming to talk sports on 360 Sports on Trust TV with you anytime, any day. The only issue I have is you also as an Arsenal fan, you will never admit truly that Manchester United can beat you. Can you?
Well, I don't want to accept that they will beat us. After all, your team is actually be playing with Eimba. Let me actually use that one to say Arsenal will win tomorrow. Just to give you an update concerning that. Weekend sport is over. We just have to go now. Really appreciate all the callers once again, and also for Olawale Peters to join us on the show. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Have a splendid weekend. Thank you.